Hello Internet, and welcome to a new tutorial. You know this moment when you spend the whole day, maybe your evening, trying to come up with a fresh new sound, something you've never heard before, but instead you came up with meh sound, let's call it, or something unusable, something, I don't know, you might consider garbage. It's pretty frustrating, right? But what if I told you that these sounds aren't really garbage and you shouldn't discard them, because in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can recycle them and get killer sounds out of them. But before we dive into this tutorial, if you'd like to support the channel, you can consider becoming one of my Patreon, buy my presets on Gumroad, or just leave a like, comment, subscribe. Content like this is posted every week, and special content for my Patreons. Now, let's dive into this tutorial. So the sound that we're creating today actually is a recreation of one of the presets from my latest Vital preset bank called Fragmentation. I made it with my friend Mutalians. It came out last month. And the preset in question sounds just like this. Okay, pretty nice. So the whole idea actually came when I was making sounds with my Argon 8, and I made this sound that I didn't really like. I didn't know where I can use it. It sounds like this. Okay, nothing too special, but it has like a nice character to it, and I didn't want to waste it. So the whole idea is that I took Vital in here. And by the way, the techniques I'm showing in this tutorial are kind of similar to the ones I've showed in one of my sampling tutorials. I'll leave a link right in here. Now, the whole idea is that, well, as I said, I took Vital, I turned on the sampler in here, and I've loaded this sample. Let's close this window for now. And it sounds like this. Let's give it some volume. Nothing too special. So what I love about Vital is that it has this really simple sampler that doesn't have sophisticated pitching algorithms, which means that, when we will play with the pitch of the sample, we will get like some sort of artifacts, because it's a really simple kind of like pitching, So if I'll play with the pitch now, it sounds like this. Pretty basic, yet it's pretty nice, So first off, I'll turn on the pitch tracking. So now every time I'll play a different note, it'll pitch it to correspond to that note, even though it doesn't know that the sample is in G sharp. So this will create like really nice pitching artifacts. Pretty nice. Now I'll set the phase to random. So every time I hit a new note, it's going to start the sample from a different position. Okay, nice. And now I'll set it to play forward and backward, meaning that when it'll reach the end in here, it's going to play the sample backward, just like so. This will add like a really nice character to the sound. Now, as I always play in lower octaves, like right now my push is set to C1, basically. So I'm going to pitch the sample one octave higher. And I'm going to modulate the pitch of the sampler with the first random modulator. I'm going to set it all the way up. It's like, 36 semitones. And the first random modulator, I'll leave it to Berlin, I'll set it to sync, and now we have this. Maybe it'll modulate 1 and 2 is better. Now I'll take the first filter in here, set it to a bandpass, 12 decibel per octaves, I'll leave it on analog, give it some resonance, send the sampler inside, and now we have this. Maybe give it some drive, just, to get some bite. Pretty cool. Now, to make things simpler for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to modulate the cutoff of the filter with the second random modulator in here. I'll set it to sine interpolate because I think this is the one that resembles the most the movement of a hand, you know, when you manually modulate the cutoff. I'll set it to sync 1 on 2, and now we have this. Okay, pretty nice. Now to get the tone of the preset, I'm going to go to the effects in here, set the compressor in here to multiband. Now I have this. I'm going to lower the highs, lower the lows, maybe compress a little bit the highs, just to get them under control. And now I'll add a delay. Now there's 2 ways to add this delayed character to the sound. One of them would be by adding a delay. I'll set the delay to seconds for now, and I'm going to control it with a macro. So I'll set it to something really fast, like this. And I'm going to control the seconds in here with the first macro. So we can dial exactly the value that we would like. And now we have something that sounds like this. Pretty nice. Now I'm keeping it in mono just to keep things simple for the tutorial, but you can set it to, I don't know, maybe mid ping pong in here, but we just have to modulate exactly both time divisions in exactly the same manner. So now let me do something like this. Now we have this. Pretty dope, right? I'll leave it to mono just to keep things simple. And now we can give it some distortion just to get like a bite. And I'll control the sound with an equalizer. There's just a lot of mids in here. Pretty cool. Now that's the first way that we can get this delayed sound. Now the second way, and this is where things gets pretty interesting, especially in a synthesizer like Vital, I'll turn off this delay. I have this. Now let's go to the voice section in here. Let's turn off the first filter, turn on the second filter, send the sampler inside, and we're going to play with a calm filter. Now for this one, I'll use a low high flange plus. Now what these filters does is actually delay the sound to create this phasing effect. But it delay it like in really small increments. So what we're going to do in here, and this is something really nice and Vital, is that you see the cutoff is set in semitones, right? So I'm going to key track, so the filter will key track the pitch of the note that I'm playing, and I'll set the filter to -24 semitones. So now we know that the filter is in pitch of the note that we're playing. And I'm going to set it to something just like so. And now we have this. Pretty dope, right? And now I'll send the second filter to the first filter, just like so. Pretty dope, right? Now I'll give it a little bit more resonance. Pretty nice. And now what we can do, we can add the second delay, but with less mix. And create those like really weird textures, you know? And now we can finish the sound with some delay. as the usual, on my send channels, there's an Echo Boy 1/8 dotted. Nothing too special. And yeah. Pretty dope. I really love playing with samples like this. And yeah, we've just recycled what I've considered like something unusable to something pretty usable. And yeah, this is the end of this tutorial. I really hope you've liked it. I really hope you've learned something new. And yeah, see you next time.